There's some good ways and some not so good ways to do this. Today, Vicki and I are going to help you know how to talk to your child's teacher about a problem. The thing that popped into my mind first is rule number 2 of parenting.
Oh.
And you might not be thinking, oh yeah, I've got all 4 rules down. Hey, take care of yourself, take care of the team, love your kids, and discipline your kids. Those are the 4 rules that I'm talking about.
Right.
Rule number 2, take care of the team. Obviously, that means your spouse. If you've got a spouse to help you with the parenting, your child's teacher is part of the team. So it's important to remember that this is a member of your team. It's not the enemy.
Right. And that comes in really handy. I've seen that a lot in school, to remember that. It is so important for you as a parent to be the advocate for your child, because you know your child best. You know what's going on in their life. I don't know how many kids they'll act one way at school, and then they get home, they've held it together as long as they can, and they come home and they just fall apart. There might be something going on in your child's life, and you know what's going on. You need to advocate for them. That being said, do not step beyond advocacy and go into alienation. I've seen so many parents that just
point.
come after the teacher in such a way, for whatever reasons, they're so frustrated, but they're alienating the very person that they need to help make a change for their child, so their child can be more successful and happier.
Vicki, you've worked in the school district for a couple of decades.
Oh, long time.
And in fact, you've shared with me sometimes,
Right.
that this so-and-so parent that all the teachers are just avoiding because in the interest of advocating for their child, they've actually started to alienate all of the teachers.
Right. So just look at your own behavior and just decide, am I advocating or alienating at this point?
Now, having established our position to advocate but not alienate, here's a key to effective communication, and this is true with your teacher, but it's also true in a marriage or in a business
I was thinking this
situation.
is just a great concept for any communication setting.
Okay, here it is. Listen first.
Right.
Use your ears more than your mouth.
Talk to the teacher and listen to them explain what's going on as well.
Right. This is also something that will help to bring down the defenses and to show that you're there as part of the team, that you're not attacking anyone. So ask questions to open up the conversation and plan on listening first. That's a key.
Another great way to open a conversation, or to at least get early on, is tell them what you're thankful for. Thank the teacher for their service. I promise that you have no idea just how many hours they've put in. And I've worked with teachers. Oh gosh, I've worked with so many teachers. And some, I know you may not feel that they're working for your child. That's probably why you're talking to them. If you have a problem with their teaching style or about the way your child is doing things, you obviously have an issue that you're worried about. But see if you can come up with something first that you're thankful for. It's going to set a better tone so that you can get to that advocacy faster.
Lead with the gratitude. And this is also a psychological strategy. In fact, let's expand it from there, can we? Use phrases that invoke, we call it reciprocity, or the desire for someone to give back the kind of treatment that you're giving to them. And here's an example of a phrase that I mean. I am so glad that you're the kind of teacher that I can actually talk to about these things.
That opens them up to be that teacher for you.
They want to be that teacher now. So you've set them up for a successful experience with you, and it changes your approach. Your own mindset is really important here. If you go into it trying to fake being polite, they're going to see it.
Yeah.
They'll see through that all day long. So make sure that it's genuine and you come from a place of, I'm so glad that you're the kind of teacher that I can approach about this. Another psychological strategy that really gives you an advantage as you're trying to bring up concerns is to ask permission. Now, you've already set things up. I'm so grateful that you're the kind of teacher that parents can actually talk to. May I share with you some things that I've observed that I'm concerned about?
And then you want to go in and describe the situation, the problem, whatever, but you're going to describe it as objectively and as you can and without blame.
Without blame, without criticism.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a news reporter. I saw this, I observed that, this thing happened, and it's very objective.
And you're going to have to get yourself in the place, because I'm a mama bear. And I've met a lot of mama bears, And so you want to make sure that you're in the right place to be able to be objective a little bit as you describe the situation.
Remember what we started with. This
Right.
is a member of your team. This is a valued person in your parenting team, not
Right.
the enemy.
And then once you've done that, you can ask them, tell me what you have seen. And you give them a chance to describe the situation. Because I don't know, I mean, I have a lot of times with our children, I'm like, when something has happened, if I would have known, I kind of got to the point with one child to always say, right before they would tell me so-and-so hit me, I'd say, well, what happened right
Just
before
before
that?
they
Because
hit
usually
you.
they smacked them or something.
There's
Your
always
teacher,
a context
right?
to it.
So let's find out from the teacher. Be willing to listen. Ask them to share after you've shared with yours what you have seen or your concerns. Go ahead and give them an opportunity to share and be ready to listen.
By this time in the conversation, you've had some dialogue, some back and forth about the thing that you wanted to talk to the teacher about
Right.
in the first place. Your teacher, your child's teacher, is a professional. Your child's teacher is doing it for the money. Not! They're doing it because they love kids and they want to help them. Their heart is in the right place, trust me. Teachers don't make enough to be doing it for the money. So remember who they are and what they're all about. And in honoring them as a caring, loving professional, you at this point can ask them for their advice, their input, what they think would be a good solution. Put it back to them.
Right, but also I think it's very important. Remember, we are our child's advocate.
Right.
If you have very specific requests that you would really like to have happen in your child's education, bring it up. Let's get it out there and talk about it. If you don't bring it up and it
be
doesn't happen, you're going to
specific.
be upset. So be very specific and bring up the requests and have a dialogue about it, about how we can bring that about.
I remember being in a position where I was responsible for what was going on with some kids, and one of the parents approached me and said, "You're not doing enough for my child." Okay, could we be more vague? It would really have helped me if
Yeah.
that parent would have said, there are some specific things.
This child needs a
They could-
contact such a way or whatever.
My child has a hearing problem in his right ear. You've set him on this side of the classroom. He needs to be on that side of the classroom. Something specific, and I'm just grabbing that as a
right.
potential example. But then, Vicki, can we finish where we started?
Right. Go back to gratitude and appreciation.
Exactly.
It's a really great place to kind of bring it all back in and leave with a great feeling that helps them. I've worked with so many moms, and I am usually, I try to be just as fair and helpful with any child, but I do like, there's just like this little inner spark in me that enjoys a child just a teeny bit more when I enjoy their parent also.
Isn't that true?
Yeah.
So you can endear yourself to that teacher, which is going to have an impact on how that teacher shows up with your child. This is just human psychology.
Right.
By going to the gratitude, the appreciation, it's something that we all want. It's a social gift, and it's a gift that is easy to give that person who is squarely on your team, helping to raise your child. You've got a lot of great people on your team, including these teachers, including us. In fact, Vicki and I have teamed up to create the Parenting Power Up. This is a collection of resources. We've got group coaching, we've got individual coaching, we've got digital courses and support materials and downloadables, all available for you at parentingpowerup.com. This is a way for you to become more confident doing that most important job in the world. We're glad to be on your team.
And I wished I'd had a number so I could be color unknown.